want to ask any questions or?
Let's open it up for Q&A. Does anyone have any questions about this modality? And what's the name of your modality that you have enhanced and created?
My method is called endocranial therapy. So endo is inside, cranial is literally all the 22 bones of your skull, and then
And
therapy.
what and when you tell people in an elevator what you do, what is it that you do?
Well, I've never told anybody in an elevator what I do, but I actually don't, for the most part, I don't really try to explain or sell it to someone on the street just because I'm already the weirdo with the magnet hat and the colored glasses. So I just keep to myself. But thankfully, it's so specialized and there's not many people who do it that um, I get enough referrals from the people I work on, and then also my social media has gone viral in the last couple of weeks, and I've gotten a lot of um, uh, clients through that source as well. But this is at least in right now where we're at. This isn't something that like your normal person on the street would be interested in. This is for someone who is one either like looking to take their health and their neurology and their psychic abilities, to the next level, or someone that is so ill and sick and they've tried everything and they're suicidal that they're that desperate to try this. But people who are just like in the middle, I find are not willing to invest in themselves like this. That's what I've found.
I believe that to be true, even with this work. So I guess my question is, how do you, it's it's so much in one. How do you, just really quickly, how do you explain what you do? Like, do you say, I help unlock 22 bones in your skull to open up your full human potential?
I think that's a good way of putting it, but I really do like the hardware and software analogy. I guess I would just say that we're upgrading your nervous system and your brain. And I'll just tell like it change, we don't fully know what each region of the brain is for specifically. We're still learning that. But the people that I've worked on, just to give you an idea, the last guy I worked on, he was stuck in he was doing real estate flips for a family member and he was getting a 10% commission. And he was also in a bad roommate situation and not happy in his relationship. Like 3 weeks after I worked on him and took him through the process, he had quit his job doing the real estate and now has another job making, I believe, 30 or 40% commission. He found a new roommate and he broke up with his girlfriend. So when we start bringing on online parts of our brain that were shut down either through emotional trauma, and I'll talk about that, how that works too, or literal physical impact, you just begin thinking in a different way, um, that you hadn't been before. And that's why a lot of abusers, they will beat their victims in the head because they're literally trying to shut down your critical thinking capacity, because that's how you get a woman to stay in an abusive relationship. If she's no longer able to think critically, she'll stay with the guy who's beating her. um, things of that nature. People use abuse to try to keep you stuck, but this is what allows a victim to get out of victim mentality when you can think critically.
And then also, when you got your x-rays done, they said your nasal passages are the widest that they've seen. When I got my x-ray done, the doctor was like, "Whoa, your nasal passages are so narrow." And it's like how, and it made me realize like I guess I'm really not breathing. So how does widening up your nasal passages help someone?
Yeah, so I had to go to the dentist and they took x-rays for a possible cavitation, and she saw how open it was, and that opened the door for a conversation. But yes, so if you think of your breath as your gas and your energy intake, because that's what it is, and in the East they call it pranayama, is your breathing. The more oxygen or pranayama you can take into your system, the more efficiently your vehicle is going to run. the more energy your car is going to be able to take you with your goals. You'll be able to work longer. You won't need to sleep as much. I had sleep apnea and I had to sleep with the Darth Vader mask, and it was obstructive and central. So it was the nervous system, but also the bones were collapsed in. And I was able to resolve that and no longer sleep with a sleep mask. But your breath is everything. It's you can't make ATP in your cells without the proper oxygen intake. You can't really alkalize your body efficiently without deep breathing and lots of oxygen. So it's working on a lot of levels.